Let's talk about social media planning. The objective of this section is to describe how businesses develop a social media plan. Before developing a plan to use social media, it is important to determine how social media can improve the organization's overall performance and how it fits within a company's objectives and other promotional activities. Once it is determined how social media links to the company's other activities, several steps should be considered. Step 1. Listen to determine opportunities. Often, social media is used to listen to what customers like and don't like about a company's products or services. Monitoring social media sites also allows managers and employees to enter the conversation and tell the company's side of the story. In addition, companies can monitor social media sites to gather information about competitors as well as what is being said about the industry. After the listening phase, it is important to analyze the information to identify the company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats before moving forward. Step 2. Establish social media objectives. After listening to and analyzing the information obtained from social media sites, it is important to use that information to develop specific objectives. For social media, an objective is a statement about what a social media plan should accomplish. For many companies, the most popular objectives are increasing brand awareness, acquiring new customers, introducing new products, retaining current customers, and gaining customer insight. Other objectives that are often important include improving search engine ranking, showcasing public relations activities, increasing website traffic, and generating sales leads. Step 3. Segment and target the social customer. Ideally, a company will have developed a customer profile that describes a typical customer in terms of age, income, gender, ethnicity, etc. It also helps to know how they think, how they spend their time, how much they buy, and how often they buy. Additionally, it is important to really understand how customers use social media. A business should consider all available and relevant information about potential and existing customers when creating a social media plan. Some of the information that can help you target just the right social media customer is illustrated in Figure 14.5. Step 4. Select social media tools. The search for the right social media tools usually begins with the company's social media objectives outlined in Step 2. It also helps to review the target customer or segment the company is trying to reach, determined in Step 3. With this information, the next step is to choose the right social media tools to reach the right customers. It is also possible for a business to build a social media community, especially when the objective is to fund local community projects or charities. Often, money for worthwhile projects is obtained through crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a method of raising money from a large group of people who donate small amounts of money using the internet and social media. Step 5. Implement and integrate the plan. Once social media tools have been identified, a company can implement and integrate the social media plan. Because a social media plan doesn't necessarily have a start and stop date, it is different from traditional advertising campaigns. Some social media activities continue and take on a life of their own. To increase the effectiveness of social media, companies will often integrate online promotions with more traditional or offline promotions. As companies increase the amount of money spent on digital marketing and social media, they will attempt to tie online and offline promotions together in order to get more bang for their buck. Because social media is a relatively new method of reaching customers, many companies struggle when attempting to measure social media success. Generally, there are two types of social media measurement. While both measurements can be used, most companies tend to use quantitative measurements. Quantitative social media measurements consist of using numerical measurements such as counting the number of website visitors, number of fans and followers, number of leads generated, or the number of new customers. Table 14.1 shows a few popular quantitative ways to measure social media. A number of companies are using key performance indicators, or KPIs, measurements that define and measure the progress of an organization towards achieving its objectives. Generally, KPIs are quantitative. In measuring the success or failure of social media activities with KPIs, the first step is to connect KPIs with objectives. The second step is to set a benchmark or a number that shows what success should look like. Qualitative social media measurement is the process of accessing opinions and beliefs about a brand. This process primarily uses sentiment analysis to categorize what is being said about a company. Sentiment analysis is a measurement that uses technology to detect the mood, attitudes, and emotions of people who experience a social media activity. Other measurements for determining customer sentiment include the following. Customer satisfaction score is the relative satisfaction of customers. Issue resolution rate is the percentage of customer service inquiries resolved satisfactorily using social media. Resolution time is the amount of time taken to resolve customer service issues. When compared to quantitative measurements, it should be noted that many of these qualitative social media measurements are more subjective in nature. Because social media costs both time and money, it is important to measure the success of a social media plan and make adjustments and changes if needed. Based on quantitative and qualitative measurements, the company may also try to determine if it is getting a positive return on its investment in social media. After reviewing results for social media activities against pre-established benchmarks, it may be necessary to make changes and updates to increase the effectiveness of the social media plan. It is also important to create future social media plans based on what worked and what didn't work in previous plans.